Hello YouTube, it's Ryan here with Hobbies and Man once again, and today we're gonna be doing another review for Andor. Today we're gonna be looking at the final arc, basically episodes 11 and 12. And I watched them a few days ago. This is off the top of the dome, so it's not gonna be super detailed. At least I don't think it will be, and it's not gonna be that long either. So the final two episodes are basically just the culmination of the whole series, and it's Andor's return to his home. Turns out Marva is dead, and he doesn't know. It also turns out that Andor has managed to get out of Narkina 5's prison, and he and Melshi are together. They're running through this place, and they meet some aliens, and they were going to try to steal their ship. And then they got caught in this disgusting web thing. And then what happens is that these aliens, which they look like ball sacks, it's kind of funny actually. They're kind of really ugly looking. And they kind of remind me of the shitty alien from that gives Rey her portions. And he kind of looks like them. But they get captured by those two ball sack aliens. And they start monologuing. Should we turn you in? Should we not? Eventually, they decide not to turn him in because, the Empire is gonna fuck them up anyways, regardless of whether they do the right thing or not, or they turn them in or not. Eventually, they will also lose, and so they might as well take Melshi and Cassian to wherever they want. So they go back to Niamos, the beach place. My dad said it looked like Cancun, which I thought was kind of funny, because everyone else has been saying it looks like Florida. But they take them there. Andor gets his stuff back, and then he calls home. He calls his buddy at the at the transport area, and he tells him that his mom died. Then he and Melshi talk, and then they go their separate ways. Eventually, Andor comes back to Ferrix, and he's gonna try to go to his mom's funeral, and then he realizes that Bix is in trouble, so he goes to help her instead. Then we get this huge funeral thing. There's this really interesting funeral dirge scene where everyone's playing their instruments, and then they finally get them in tune. They finally play the Andor TV show theme, which I think is fun. And then what else happens? Andor gets Bix out. Marva recorded herself in a final speech, and so she basically tells them to fuck the Empire. It's time to fight them, and so all hell breaks loose, and Ferrix fights against the Imperial occupation on Ferrix. Luthen is there. He hears Marva's speech. He kind of looks like he's moved by it, which I found to be interesting. And then what happens is that Cassian realizes Luthen's there, and then Brazo actually is leading the charge. He's actually leading the people of Ferrix against their oppressors. Andor gets Bix, he gets her out. He takes her to Brazo after the fight, and he gets her, Brazo, and someone else, I don't remember who, and he gets them on the ship, and he's like, you guys go, I'll find you guys later, I need to do other stuff. And Bix trusts him, and she's like, yeah, he'll find us, we gotta go. And then so they leave, and Andor ends up on Luthen's ship, and he's like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna kill me? Luthen's like, I've tried. You're pretty hard to kill. And Cassian is like, oh, right, well, I'm here. Do it. And then Luthen doesn't. And that's where we get the second season. Overall, when I'm describing the show, I actually feel like it was really awesome. However, while I was watching it, especially the last episode, I feel like the climax or the resolution, the big final episode, wasn't that exciting, or it wasn't as awesome as I was hoping it would be, and it wasn't as exciting as I thought it was going to be, or as I was hoping it to be. but it was still pretty satisfying. I did enjoy my time with it. I did enjoy the show. I enjoyed a lot of it. I do think there were some issues, definitely. It did feel a bit slow, but I don't want to really talk about that too much in terms of like my overall experience with the show, because I want to do a full season review of that later. And specifically, these last 2 episodes were good, but I really feel like they didn't manage to live up to the hype I was expecting them to. Of course, this series is a lot less hype-inducing than other Star Wars stuff, but even then, I feel like it needed a little bit more oomph to it, a little bit more. I'm not sure how it could have been achieved with the pieces that were there, like adding a different Jedi, or a Jedi in general, or some massive droid battle or anything like that would have not worked for the show. But also, I don't know how to fix it. So I'm not sure what exactly the problem is, if that makes sense. Let's see. If we look at the whole show, each part of the show was like an arc, right? And like the first arc, the second arc, the interlude, the third arc, and then the final. So if we're looking at it at the whole thing, in terms of like that act structure, that means that the final was the final punch, right? The big episode, and the other 4 sets, the 2 arcs before the interlude and the third arc, were the build up. The Aldani arc basically only functioned to introduce some characters, Cinta and Vel. So it didn't actually directly do anything to the and Nemec to really boost the power of the last episode, or the last 2 episodes. Narkina 5 also didn't do too much for that, although I guess it did change the perspective of Cassian. The first arc is the only one that really directly ties into the finale. Everything else is easy to look at as filler for like the finale, like just in terms of like how each piece affects the end. And I feel like maybe there could have been a few more characters that survived in the other 2 arcs, or that joined Cassian here on Ferrix, to kind of boost the enjoyment of the final battle. It was a bit cathartic for sure, but it wasn't like as awesome as I was expecting, and that's really the only complaint I have. It's not really like a big one; it's just a complaint. So yeah, that's it for that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys.